Hello Scorpio, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nina, otherwise known as Sinfulpluto, and today we are doing your love predictions for the sign, or no, not for the sign, for the dates between February 7th all the way through March 4th. So this is going to apply to Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So go ahead and watch them, any of those placements if you want to. What else do I need to say? I just want to announce really quickly that I'm doing a 14-day tarot challenge on my Instagram and on my Twitter. If you are interested in joining that and seeing what it's all about, go ahead to either of those pages to see what's going on. It's basically kind of like a tarot challenge where every day we ask a question and we reflect on them using tarot cards, and it's all about like self-empowerment and self-love and how we can better treat ourselves and things like that. So if you're interested, go check them out. If not, that's fine. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get to the reading. Before I get into it though, I just want to say very quickly, this is a general reading, okay? It's not going to apply to everyone, and that's okay. Take what resonates, leave the rest that doesn't. Use your discernment and your critical thinking while watching this video, and most of all, have a good time, all right? Drink some water, sit back, have a snack, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. I'm using the the Spacious Tarot. I'm using Spacious Tarot today. I am so utterly in love with this deck. I'll be linking it down below if you want to check it out. I wish I was sponsored, man, but it's such a good deck. Honestly, one of the best decks I've ever bought in my entire existence. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, what's going on for Scorpio in their love life from February 7th through March 4th? Oh my god. What's going on for Scorpio in their love life from February 7th through March 4th? What's going on for Scorpio in their love life from February 7th through March 4th? So we have the Two of Swords reversed. All right, so you might be in denial of something. Oh my god. And we have the Hanged One. All right. So this is like Pisces, Neptunian energy. You might be feeling stuck or feeling like you are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Maybe there is some sort of decision that you have to make and you feel that you are kind of suspended in time for whatever reason that might be. And maybe there's kind of like, maybe you feel as though you are kind of in an interlude in your love life. Maybe you are waiting for someone else to make some sort of decision, and maybe there's just something about feeling a little bit out of control, not really knowing what to do, and perhaps even avoiding the truth of something, avoiding the reality of something, avoiding like seeing to the manifestation of something, if that kind of makes sense. We have the Ten of Swords reversed, which to me talks about reaching a dead end. And we have the Sun reversed, which is Leo energy. Could be dealing with the Leo, but this to me just talks about overall pessimism. We have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or the Guardian of Pentacles reversed. And we have the Two of Cups. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Moon card, which further solidifies this Piscean energy and this whole idea of really not knowing what's going on, trying to be under some sort of illusion of something, not wanting to face the reality of a situation, or not wanting to accept that someone is who they really are. Maybe you were sold a pipe dream as to who someone is in your love life, right? Maybe this person sold themselves as this very picture perfect person for you, or maybe you projected that illusion onto them, and as you further got to know them, Scorpio, that illusion kind of started dismantling or fading away or just crashing down. And I feel that there is a refusal to accept that reality, perhaps because you don't want to accept that you had a false call in judgment, a bad call in judgment, like you had a bad judgment call and you didn't want to accept that you may have been wrong about this person or anything like that. I also just feel that there's an overall fear of the unknown and as to what to expect with this person. And I feel that you might be guarding yourself or trying to, like, I don't want to say run away, but I feel that there's just something that's hitting you that's just like really overwhelming and you don't really know what to do about it. Like there's a denial of things. So here we have the sun reversed, right? So there's pessimism. There's kind of like this perpetual cloud looming over your head and you're not feeding yourself enough sun or enough stimulus in order to really grow. And it could also be that maybe you are in a situation where you're not being provided enough stimulus to grow, but you don't want to accept that fact, because with this Ten of Swords reverse, this to me reads as a lot of stubbornness on your end, and it reads to me as like trying to drag out a situation that is meant to end, trying to drag something out, and like being super like melodramatic and trying to force your will onto the situation so that you don't have to admit that you were wrong, or that not wanting to admit that you lost in some sort of way. The Ten of Swords reversed to me, I always think of the scenario of someone literally reaching a physical dead end in the car and they don't accept the fact that they reached a dead end. They're like, no, like there has to be more of a road here. Like I have to go this route. This is the only way to do things. This is the only way I can get things done. This is the only route that I can take, yada, like all of this shit, right? Like yada, yada, yada. And they don't want to accept that they have to reroute or re-navigate or take a different approach to things. And with the Two of Swords reversed, this is like a denial of that, I think, or a denial of like trying to turn your cheek the other way in hopes that the situation will solve itself and that you don't have to reroute. That's kind of what this feels like. Also, if you see smoke, it's incense. It's patchouli incense. It's really nice. Yeah, so Ten of Swords reversed is like refusing to reroute, and then the Two of Swords reversed is the like refusal to do so. Like you're mentally blocking yourself from like different approaches. You're mentally blocking yourself from a different way of viewing things. You're clouding your own judgment. You're getting in the way of your own self, and it feels like you are getting you are getting in the way of your own progress, because you are becoming the dead end at this point, is what it feels like. And you won't step out of your own way, and I feel that you're just like hoping that the universe will just magically open this dead end and make it a road so that you don't have to re-navigate. And it's like, girl, please stop. So with this Hanged Man, or with this Hanged One, I feel like this is saying that you need to change your approach. You need to change your perspective on things, however that might resonate with you. If you are very adamant in getting a very specific outcome, or if you are very adamant in believing something, I feel that you definitely need to loosen up a little bit and you need to look at things differently. You need to change your perspective. If you are taking on a mentality of feeling sorry for yourself, or feeling like you're a victim and feeling like the world is against you, or feeling like your partner is against you in whatever way, I think that the Hanged One is really encouraging you to take on a different approach, to step out of the victim mentality, put yourself in these other people's shoes, or put yourself in an objective position where you can look at things a lot more clearly and without the bias of your own emotions and your own perspective. I feel that we need to reach a perception that is very neutral so that you can see things with a lot more clarity. Because I feel that you're just clouded by your own judgment and your own pessimism and thinking that it has to be one way. And with the Sun reversed, it kind of just feels like you're being a little bit childish. and you're being a little bit of a brat, and you're being a little bit, I just see you like throwing a tantrum over something that could easily be approached in a different way, and it doesn't have to like be at this level. Like, you don't have to be at this level of like petty or of childish. Like, there's different ways for you to approach this, but again, there's just this overall denial and like expecting the universe or even this person or whatever to just like fix everything for you, and it's like, no, you don't. No. The Queen of Pentacles reverse tells me that you might be feeling really insecure of yourself. You might feel that you are not competent, and maybe that's why you are hoping that other people do all the heavy lifting for you. Maybe that's why you expect the universe to do all the heavy lifting for you. Maybe that's why you are just like turning your cheek the other way and hoping that the problem will fix itself. And I promise you, like, that's just not gonna happen. But the Guardian of Pentacles reverse, this really tells me, and it really encourages you to kind of step out of the mindset that you are incompetent, and that you can't do anything on your own, and that someone else always has to do it for you, and that you can't take care of yourself, or that you can't take care of anyone else around you, like this and that and the third. Like, you know, you have to step out of that mindset, and I feel that once you do, you will what's the word? It's not mitigate. You will just learn how to create a better atmosphere and environment in terms of love with this Two of Cups. And I feel like this is your ultimate goal, but this to me is kind of saying like you're not gonna have true love and harmony by being this person, by kind of taking on this helpless, woe is me mentality. There has to be a sense of compromise for you, and there has to be a sense of balance. Like, everything can't just go your way, and you can't just expect things to like be better or what you perceive as better just with like the snap of a finger from the universe. Like, that's just not how it works. There has to be effort on your part, and you have to do some of the heavy lifting as well, Scorpio, okay? And if there are certain things that have reached a dead end that, you know, can like where you literally can't re-navigate or reroute, that's fine. Let it go. Why are you trying to drag something out that doesn't need to be like dragged out? At this point, you're just hurting yourself, and like you are making a mess of a situation that doesn't have to be messy. That doesn't have to be the way that this is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the advice for you, Scorpio. So what advice can we give Scorpio today? What advice can we give Scorpio today with their love life and what's going on in their love life? What love advice can we give them for February 7th all the way through March 4th? What advice can we give them? Okay, bottom of the deck is the Two of Wands reversed. All right, so the cards that fell out is Judgment, or Judgment, and the Ace of Swords reversed. So Ace of Swords reversed talks to me about needing to step out of your self-sabotaging ways, which, you know, obviously is easier said than done, but you need to work on stepping out of your self-sabotaging ways. And if you have been finding yourself saying some really mean shit as a way to push people away or as a way to get what you want, cut it out. It's not going to work out for you. If anything, you're just hurting other people and you're hurting yourself at the end of the day. Ace of Swords reverse tells me that you really need to work on gaining a clearer perspective and a lot more objective perspective in terms of what's actually going on in your love life, because I feel that there's a lot of bias going on, a lot of emotional bias and a lot of projection and a lot of just like really weird like mind games and refusal to compromise and find something to like moderate everything. So Ace of Swords reverse tells me that you really need to gain, like, you need to get a grip on yourself in terms of like the way in which you perceive this situation and the role that you are playing and the role that this person is playing in your life. Judgment tells me that you need to create awareness as to what actions need to stop being repeated. And this is kind of a wake-up call for you. Like, you need to give yourself a definite wake-up call and kind of reflect on what you can improve on, what habits you need to stop acting on, what behaviors you need to stop falling into, what patterns you need to stop falling into, what patterns need to be unwoven, and things like that. And the Judgment card also talks about like general introspection on like on this whole situation in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what that is to me. Like, what can you do to enter a new chapter in your life that is beneficial for both you and the other person? All right, and then we have the Two of Wands reversed at the bottom of the deck, which to me talks about how you need to step out of your comfort zone and you need to start taking initiative if you want this thing to work out, whatever that might be for you in your romantic life. Two of Wands reversed tells me that you are literally sitting back and watching other people be happy in their love life, and you're like, damn, like I really want that. Like, you see all these people on social media living their picture perfect love lives, and you're like, wow, like, why can't I have that? What's so wrong with me that I can't have that? But at the same time, you're also not going out of your way to fix your own patterns. You're not going out of your way to introspect. You're not going out of your way to meet people and be open to them and be receptive to what they can offer and what they bring to the table, and learning how to compromise and learning how to find balance in your very black and white nature, right? Because I think Scorpios can be such black and white thinkers. They can be very extreme thinkers, and they're either it's this or it's that, and it's like, it can't always be that way. There has to be a middle ground at some point. There has to be. Not everything is black and white. Everything has a nuance. That's just the way that life is. So Two of Wands reverse is telling me, like, you need to start taking initiative if that's what you want. If you want that quote-unquote picture-perfect relationship, you need to go out of your way to not only better yourself, but to find it. And this isn't to say that when you meet someone, it is going to be picture perfect, because no relationship is ever picture perfect. No relationship ever is easy, okay? Love isn't supposed to be easy. Relationships aren't easy. And any sort of interpersonal relationship isn't necessarily going to be easy. And this isn't to say that one should stay in situations or in circumstances that are like brutal and are like abusive and shit like that. That's not what I'm referring to. But you have to be putting an effort in order to really gain and maintain a healthy relationship, and especially in love. Like, it's not going to be an easy thing. So there has to be a willingness to compromise your mentality of everything being to an extreme and everything either being this or that, because I promise you, not everything is this or that, okay? You need to step out of like this mentality of like envying other people, but then also just like not doing anything to help yourself. So yeah, that's really what I have for you, Scorpio. I hope it was helpful. I hope it resonated with you in some sort of way. Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear all of your feedback. Let me know anything, really. Give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, family, loved ones, or anyone else who needs to hear this message. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification to know when I upload my videos, and if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at sinfulpluto.com. And if you want to find me on social media, you can do so on Twitter and Instagram at Sinfulpluto, okay? So with that being said, I'll talk to you later.